Mark your calendars for February 21st because we got a certified banger coming your way live on DAZN. It's going down in the welterweight division where that WBC gold is officially on the line. We got the champ, Mario Barrios, putting his strap on the line against the one and only Ryan Garcia. And let me tell you, the energy is already through the roof. This ain't just a regular title defense. For Mario, it's a chance to cement his legacy by adding another massive name to a resume that's already stacked with legends like Keith Thurman and Tank Davis. For Ryan, this is the moment he's been waiting for, his first shot at a real-world title and a chance to finally silence every single critic who's been trashing his name in the comment. Everyone's asking the same question: which version of Ryan Garcia is finna show up to this fight? Ryan's being 100% real about his past, admitting that during his camp for the Rolly Romero fight, he was doing a lot of stupid stuff and straight up wasn't treating his body like a temple.
It's over now. That energy! He's getting destroyed. He's getting destroyed.
14, 15.
I don't care about his story no more. It's coming to an end. It's done. It's finished. Put in stake in it. Done. No more story. You had a good run like I told him. It was a nice little cute story. It's over with now.
It's over.
I got a longer story. That's the difference. His chapter's done. He had a fun little one, a little cute one. He did good for his city. But it's over now. It's done. Kim, everything about him. I don't like him, he don't like me. I don't need anything. I just know I'm destroying him. That's it. I don't like him. He don't like me. I don't need him. I'm ready, I'm coming in there to conquer him. Everything he thinks he believes in me, he gonna see something else. Everything he thinks, I'm showing him something new.
Like a temple. He even said he felt like a deer in headlights during that fight because he was uninterested and just didn't pull the trigger. But don't get it twisted, he says. That's all behind him now. He's
reaching a level that surpasses any level that we've reached in previous camps, to continually improve and get better every day.
We'll eat breakfast today.
Yes.
Starbucks mocha. Have you have your yogurt today or no?
I ordered it, but for some reason they took my order.
He's claiming to be in top form, running miles daily, staying disciplined with his nutrition, and feeling like he's in the best shape of his entire life.
We'll never do that.
For Ryan, the truth is it doesn't matter because he's too disciplined to let the weight or the next day weigh-in be a problem for him.
You think it's just a working out thing, but it's more of a mental battle. And Ryan's so accustomed to it at this point that I truly don't believe it's going to affect him in any way. He just has a mission and he knows what he needs to accomplish.
It's pretty much the same process getting down to 140. For him not to do this other than he's terrified of what I could do. This is one thing I want to make clear to people. This is not me complaining. This is just me showing his integrity as a champion. If you're not afraid, then what's 4 pounds?
He says God led him to this specific fight, and he's ready to snatch that belt because Mario's got the one thing he wants to touch. On the other side of the ring,
I'm the ringmaster.
The ringmaster.
The payaso. But I mean, yeah, you know, the fight's set, you know, February 21st. Y'all know what I bring every time I step in there. You know, that they said that, you know, that he's focused, that, you know, that we're gonna get a Ryan that's 100%. And, you know, that makes me happy to hear. So, you know, when I will pizzazz on the 21st, there ain't gonna be no excuses. But yeah, you know, like you said, y'all know what I get. I mean, y'all know what y'all get when I step in the ring. I don't quit on my knee. You know, I always, you know, go out there and...
he said the same thing, literally line for line.
Anyways.
He got it to work.
You're gonna get it. Like, for the boxing fans are gonna get a great fight. And, you know, this ain't a fight that you guys want to miss.
you got the Aztec warrior, Mario Barrios. And this man's grind is no joke. He's been in the boxing game since he was a 13-year-old kid at the Eastside Boys and Girls Club.
And for any type of athlete, you know, for any type of person, it's a full body workout, it's very intense. So yeah, I mean, I've been seeing, you know, a lot of the NBA's, you know, stars and players incorporating boxing. The gym I train at, I'm always running into, you know.
And he stayed persistent even when he wasn't the top dog in the gym. He knows Ryan is dangerous, and here for a reason, but he's leaning heavy on his experience and his high boxing IQ to carry him through. There's been some chatter about him being an elevated champion after Terrence Crawford moved up.
So I started boxing at the East Side Boys and Girls Club. My mom, she's the one who took me and my older sister. That's where we had started, and we stayed in the area growing up boxing for a couple years. I wasn't always like the best fighter, but I mean, I stayed with it and I stayed persistent, and eventually it became a passion of mine. I won my first national tournament at like 13, and that's kind of when I think that passion like really like started. And after that was when I really started to like dedicate myself to the sport. I really started trying to like learn as much as I could. Turned pro when I was 18. And from there, things kind of just took off. I mean, I've been able to accomplish a lot, for myself with this sport.
Mario's proud of the work he put in to beat Yordenis Ugas for that interim spot. He's hungrier than ever and looking for a very clear victory to prove to the world that he belongs at the top of the mountain, no cap.
I sell the fight by being somebody that I wasn't. I know who I was. I knew what I was capable of with my skills when I step in the ring. That's all that I had to know about myself. But I've always said, I think boxing is a great workout, for any type of athlete, for any type of person. It's a full body workout. It's very intense. So yeah, I mean, I've been seeing, a lot of the NBA, stars and players incorporating boxing. The gym I train at, I'm always running into, Keldon Johnson. Super cool dude just to be around, and, just to like share that like knowledge as well, because, he's trying to learn. Me and Keldon had started following each other just like on Instagram maybe a year or two ago, and then he had always shown support, and of course him being on the Spurs, I had always supported him.
But the real drama, the stuff that's got everyone talking, is the situation in the corners. Mario decided to switch things up and brought in the Hall of Famer Joe Goosen to be his new voice. The wild part is that Joe used to train Ryan Garcia.
Look back and count on him making the same mistakes he made in the last fight. I want to train Mario to face the best Ryan Garcia that he can possibly be.
Now, in your viewpoint, is it a mistake to jump around trainers as much? Does it hurt a guy? Does it help a guy?
Well, stability in boxing is a valued commodity, especially if you're winning. You don't fix it if it's not broken, right? But sometimes you can have a relationship with the trainer that, just doesn't click for you, and you recognize that, and you may want to, change.
I feel like especially in, today's age of boxing, like I said, where people are very quick to write you off, regardless, if you got yourself into that position or not. Like I said, I got into that position, by beating Ugas for the interim, and then I was elevated when Crawford moved up, and of course, me as a fighter, like nobody wants to be elevated as a champion, right? They always think about you winning the title, against the champion, in whatever fashion, but you always imagine yourself, beating the champion. But again, that's just where, boxing is today. And regardless, I'm still very proud of that position that I was able to get myself in. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having a very, like I said, a very clear victory over a dangerous, tough opponent, who's trying to,
Mario's manager, Bob Santos, said they needed a fresh perspective after those back-to-back draws because they needed more urgency in the ring.
I'm Mario's manager. Mario's been with me. He turned pro with me. I was the head in his corner from his pro debut. And, he's won two different world championships. Sometimes you need a different voice in the corner. We're coming off two straight draws. To me, I know there's much more that he could give and do better. So, sometimes a different voice, could change things up. I worked under Joe Goosen for many, many years, so I have a great relationship with Joe. I have great respect for him. He's a Hall of Famer, and sometimes you just need a different voice in the corner. The last fight with Pacquiao, I felt like there was sometimes a sense of urgency that we could have got more things done. For whatever reason, they didn't get done, and you know, I have to take responsibility as the head coach. Is me to step aside, get a new voice in there, a new guy that can, you know, whip the pony, get it going in the right direction, make a change, because 2 draws is just not acceptable.
You know, going back to that Manny Pacquiao fight, you know, people were saying that, you know, it looked like he kind of got shell-shocked that he was fighting Manny Pacquiao. I mean, what did you get out of, like, you know, the reaction of Mario Barrios not being able to pull the trigger at times?
Yeah. You know, sometimes that's another big reason I think it was good to make.
Ryan thinks this whole move is a missed chess move and a bad fit for Mario. In fact,
my impact is to hold yourself as a champion, and what that means is to hold yourself to truth and to do things with honor. That's what a champion is, what a great leader is. So that's what I want to show people, that I'm that guy, he's not.
Oh, dang. You want to play with the ball?
Balance is important during training camp. Nutrition, training, sleeping, and most importantly, family.
Try to shoot it. No! Oh, man!
In fact, Ryan's claiming it's actually an advantage for him because he's known Joe since he was 17 and knows exactly how the man trains his fighters.
You don't know how many miles I can run. He's not crazy like me. You don't think like me. He calls it corny. I can believe all this. Kim. Javante Davis. Kim.
What was it, last one?
Him. The fucking bum. I'm gonna make him believe my stories. I'm gonna make him believe. You don't know shit.
Got you.
When these two finally step into that square circle, do not even think about getting up to use the restroom or grab a drink.
To get back in the ring sometime around fall time. You know, I'm hungrier than ever. My last 2 fights, you know, I was the headliner for a Showtime pay-per-view, which is huge, you know, for myself, you know, for my career, and just, you know, everything that I have put into this. You know.
Mario says it's going to be explosive and dangerous because both these dudes got that one-punch knockout power that can end the night in a heartbeat. Ryan is dead ass, predicting a bloody fight with a lot of cuts. He's even warning everyone that the ref won't be there to save Mario when things get ugly. He's trying to make Mario believe in his story and show that his power at 147 pounds is absolutely still there. Pundits like Chris Algieri are calling Ryan the absolute wild card of boxing. The man's got that.
But again, Ryan is one of the biggest question marks in the game. Super talented guy, but sometimes does not show up. Rolly Romero, you know, people were talking about him walking through Rollies like it was nothing, and then he ends up taking a loss, getting dropped and losing. So there's I don't know exactly who's going to win this fight, because that's when it comes to Ryan, any prediction you make, it can go completely opposite way.
Yeah, he's an absolute wild card. He goes in there and drops Devin Haney numerous times. He's on Osterine. He's in the middle of a manic episode, and he looked
in
good
the club. He's in the club the week of the fight every night.
Is that true?
That's what I heard.
I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I went back and watched some of the interviews I did that week with him at Gleason's gym. That guy it was scary. I mean, I never want to see a fighter like that again.
The man's got that true star power where he can jump right back into a title shot even after a loss, and the whole world is still gonna tune in to watch. Some folks are even saying they see the old Ryan coming back, the focus destroyer who dominated before all the outside noise took over. This
horrible performance, somewhere in the middle, and I think that's what we're getting right now. He's doing a lot of streams, he's putting himself out there big time, and that way it's interesting to see how fighters market themselves now in 2026. It's all streamers. We see Terrence Crawford on with Aiden Ross. We see Ryan Garcia doing all these streams now. Teofimo is linked up at Aiden Ross doing brand risk stuff. So when it comes to that, that's interesting. But in terms of Ryan in the ring, even Tyson Fury recently posted on his Instagram story, and he said, this is true star power. Ryan Garcia right back in a title shot off of a loss. True star power. And I was like, yeah, it's true. I mean, it is. It is what it is. And like you said, we're all going to watch. And that's like the part of boxing that really makes you think, it really makes you upset, is that
this fight is about way more than just a WBC strap. It's about revenge. It's about righting the wrongs of the past. And it's about proving who's the real king of the welterweights.
When they started working together, and Ryan's left Joe before, so it's not like Ryan really has a leg to stand on being upset about this. But yeah, it's awkward. It's a weird situation. What I was going to say, though, is this could be the added motivation Ryan Garcia needs, not just the WBC belt. If that's not enough, you know, maybe you shouldn't be fighting. That should be enough motivation in its own right, not just Mario Barrios, but the fact that you get to right the wrongs of the last performance. You get to put yourself in position for potentially Devin Haney rematch, Conor Ben fight, who knows? And you get to go and stick it to the guy that turned his back on you, supposedly, and Joe Goosen, and show him why you were the better fighter all along, or, I don't know, just added motivation and retribution, revenge type of attitude that maybe Ryan needs, dude. He's done so much in the sport in terms of money and success, but not on the level of world champion.
February 21st. No excuses, just straight hands. This is high-stakes boxing at its finest, and neither of these warriors is planning on backing down.